What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mama and Papa Joe. We're taking a break from chicken, man. I'm starting to grow feathers. You know, Mom and I are fans of oxtails. Well, we've been seeing these videos, people comparing beef shanks to oxtails, saying it's just as good and it's a great substitute. So Mom and I are gonna find out for ourselves. Let's cook some beef shanks like we would oxtails. Here we are, folks. Here's our beef shanks, just about 3.5 pounds. They look pretty good. Just a little bit of bone dust I need to rinse off of here. Not a bad price, $5.69 when compared to oxtails per pound. Can be anywhere from $8 to $10. So not a bad price. And the meat to bone ratio is definitely better than oxtails. Let's get these cleaned up. I noticed some silver skin around there. And I want to say, man, when that cooks, that might toughen up. So trimming necessary. I'm going to see if I can just peel this off. Oh yeah, I think that would toughen up right there. This little thin membrane, I'm not going to mess with. All right, I think that should do us. We're going to marinate this overnight, but you can go as little as 4 hours or so. I'm going to marinate with some red bell peppers, some green onions, scallions, some sliced garlic, yellow onions, little celery, and some thyme. We're going to go everybody into the pool. Fresh cracked pepper. And again, I'm treating this like oxtails. I want to compare the two. That's my oxtail seasoning. Kind of low salt. We're not going to add any additional salt though. I want to put a little brown in. It's going to give me that nice color and help with browning.
Excuse me.
All right, we're just gonna cover this up with a little cling wrap into the fridge, and we'll pick up where we leave off tonight. All right, sports fans, we're back. We've been out the fridge for a good hour, coming to room temperature. What we're gonna do now is just try to make sure we get off as much of these veggies and herbs off, because we're gonna go and get this browned, and we don't want the garlic or the onions or anything burning. I'm telling you, the main difference between these shanks and oxtails is that oxtails will have a lot more collagen, but I think these shanks are going to bring more of a earthy umami because of this bone marrow. And I've come up with the idea of throwing these on the Weber to just get a little smoke. I'm talking maybe 15 minutes. I don't want them getting overly smoky, because man, that smoke is really pronounced the next day if you over smoke them. We're gonna be using all this after we get them brown. Let's head outside. We've got about 10 garlic onion briquettes. We're gonna come in with just a very small piece of wood chunk, on with our shank, and on with our lid with our vent over the meat to draw that smoke. All right, folks, we're at that 15-minute mark. We've got a pan heating up. It changed color a little bit, but we didn't cook them in any sort of way. All we did was just get them a little smoke. That bone marrow that bone marrow starting to melt already. We don't want it melting in here. Get these brown real quick. Guess we'll do 2. All right, we've given these about 7 minutes. Let's do that first flip. Ah, that's nice right there. All right, folks, it's been another 7 minutes. Let's get these off of here. Those look delicious already. And we're gonna come right back with those veggies from last night. And we're gonna add some more celery, bell peppers, green onions, thyme, yellow onions. We wanna give this 5-7 minutes to just release some liquid so we can scrape up that good dark fond off the bottom. It's been about 6-7 minutes. You see we scraped up all that goodness off the bottom. We're now gonna come in here with a couple of 3 cloves of garlic, finely minced, and about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And we want to give this a few minutes to really get incorporated. Spread that tomato paste around. Start cooking out a little bit of that acid. Now I'm going to come in here just before I add liquid with maybe 1 tablespoon of my oxtail seasoning. And I could sprinkle it in, but I've been listening to these professional chefs. You know, when you sprinkle over something that's steaming, some of that steam gets in your bottle and really degrades your product over time. Here I've got 3 cups of water. Come in with our shanks. Oh, that juice back in there. I don't know if I should have gotten a bigger pot or what.
But it is what it is.
But it is what it is right now. Here I've got 2 cups of chicken broth. You could use beef stock if you wanted. We're going to bring this back to a boil and then to a simmer. Once these shanks cook a little, they're going to shrink and they will fit better and become totally submerged. Hour and a half, folks, and I have been in here skimming, and we are looking pretty clean right now. Got all this excess oil and some of the scuds from up top, but we're where we want to be in terms of what our sauce, our gravy looks like. We're settling nicely. We're even starting to thicken naturally as this cooks down. So we want to just give this a little taste. You need some salt, but I'm going to wait for maybe another hour or so. Folks, we're about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, we feel nice and tender. I'm going to check for salt. I said we needed some earlier, but we've reduced some. We still need a little salt. 1 whole habanero. I am not going to break it up. Just a little flavor. We're maybe 10-15 minutes away. I'm not going to put a cover back on here. I want this to just reduce a little more and thicken up slightly. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes and the rain has just started and we're about to come off of here. We are ready to rock. This is tender as all get up. We'll get this inside and give it a 5-10 minute to just simmer down. Here we go, folks. Take a look at that. That beautiful gravy is thickened up nicely. And if you were inclined to, you could strain this gravy, get these veggies out of here to make it a much smoother gravy. But man, I do not want those to go to waste. So we are going to enjoy the bell peppers, the onions. Let's get a little bowl. We've got some garlic mashed potatoes. Oh. Oh, I can smell that garlic. This is roasted garlic, folks. I roasted this head myself, folks. Oh. This is tender, tender, tender. About a little bit of this gravy right here. Oh, yeah. About a little more, just for show. Haha, folks, I know you would want a bowl of this, man. Smells great. Oh, that gravy. Let's go for this. Oh, wow. Folks, there's a subtle hint of smoke from that little smoke session this morning. Man, the earthiness. There's a bit of a umami, and that's got to be coming from that bone marrow. Now, I will admit, I have to tell you, these are not oxtails. I don't think they're a substitute for oxtails. They're absolutely delicious in their own right. If you're budget conscious, you're looking for something delicious, This is a great alternative. If you know anything about oxtail, you're going to know that they're not oxtail when you put it in your mouth. But like I said, they're absolutely delicious. This is a very simple recipe. Just look for it in the description, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to sit down, Mom and I, and we're going to enjoy. I want to thank you guys and gals, as usual, for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. We absolutely appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming very soon. And as always, Mom and I want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Holla!